Okay, so we are going to be creating an Alma Thomas inspired piece of art. And we already saw the slides, she has these like dashes and little pieces to her art. And we're going to create that same type of effect using different types of brushes. And I've got like a flat and a round. And then we're going to be using paints. I've got all the colors, the Roy G. Biv. And then you're going to have a paper plate for your table. And this is where you, if you want to do some color mixing, you can have that. And then of course a water cup and paper towels. Okay, so this one's a lot farther along. I just have a little bit to go here. But what we're gonna be doing is the color spectrum. So that is the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. And then I started off with red, and then I'll do orange, yellow, blue, or yellow, green, blue, violet again. And I did actually on mine some color mixing too. So I have the pure red, and then I had red orange here, and then I had just regular orange, and then I have yellow orange, and then yellow, yellow green, green, blue green, blue, blue violet, and violet, and then I have red violet. So I did some color mixing. Like I said, you don't have to. So let me get started on this one. So I like to make sure my paper towel's nearby. I already have my name and code on it. And then I'm gonna go into my little tray, and you'll see that the colors are all here for you. So you just kind of open up the cap, a little lid like this, and then you do that for all of them and keep them on the tray, okay? So we don't want a wet brush because we're using paint that already has water in it. We want it to be nice and thick. So I'm gonna start with red. I'm gonna work mine this way, but you can turn your paper diagonal if you want, vertical if you want. You can kind of do a wavy line if you want. That's up to you, okay? So maybe I'll do a wavy on my sample. So I'm gonna have red, and notice I just pick it up. Oh, that ran out of red here. So let me go over that again. So red, pick up my brush, red, 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 okay? Then I'm gonna put my brush in here, and I'm gonna use this one for my orange. And then I have orange. Maybe I want this to be longer and narrower. Okay, so I'm leaving a little gap. This is one of those times it's okay to leave some white on your paper. Okay, then I'm gonna put this in here. Now I'm gonna rinse out my brush. So I'm gonna rinse out the brush in here, kind of swirl it around, wipe it, and usually you have to do that about 3 times. So I have to swirl, wipe, and do this. Now, you're gonna have 4 people at your table, so you may have to clean out your water several times during the class period. Then the paper towel's here, and you just wipe it and see how my brush is nice and clean. So maybe this next color, since I'm going on to yellow next, maybe I'm gonna make it in yellow orange. So you'll see, you're gonna pick out the colors from the edge because you wanna keep the center perfect. So you can see somebody use this with green. So I'm just gonna kind of pick a little bit out, kind of grab some from the side and put it on my plate. I usually like to start with the lightest color first and do the same thing with the orange and then mix it. And notice I use more yellow than I did with orange because the yellow is weaker and it takes a very small amount of orange to change it. So I like that color. So maybe this one, I'm gonna do more of a little dot. And if you have to turn the paper, like if I have to get a better angle, I can certainly turn my paper to make it work. Now you're only gonna get 1 plate, so you can see I've been using the same plate here. So I've got lots of different colors mixed, but notice how small they are. I didn't mix my color in half the plate. Okay, so my next one is yellow. So I'm gonna clean out my brush. On this one, I'm gonna use my thick brush again. So swirl and wipe, swirl and wipe. Do it at least 3 times. And then you wipe it on here. That is cleaned out, so I'm good to go. And then I'm gonna dip it into the yellow. And maybe I'm gonna use the side of my brush. Maybe I'll make it bigger. So using this brush right here, this wide one, I did the red and now I did the yellow. So just using the side here, I get a different effect, okay? So then it's green is my next color. Rinse out my brush and wipe it on the towel. I have to fold the towel. See, I've got some yellow on it still, so let me go back in here. Do that a couple more times. And now I'm good to go. And the green wasn't open, so let me open the green. And this one, I'm gonna have thick one. So thick lines, thick lines, thick lines. Thick lines, thick lines, thick lines. So I'm not expecting you to finish this in one class period. It's gonna take us a couple. Just take your time. And the most important thing is, obviously you wanna do the Roy G. Biv, so the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet order, but the thickness is totally up to you, okay? And then when you're getting the paint, remember, just kind of grab the color from the side so the center is pure. And then obviously every time you do a color change, rinse out your brush and dry it off. So, hope you enjoy the Alma Thomas rainbow.